Alison Rosen. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison Rosen. Alison's your new best friend.
Hey everyone, hi, hello. Welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is your new best friend. I'm sitting here in my studio with my husband, Daniel. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
How's it going?
It's going well.
Good. Good. It's an unseasonably rainy day. It's
crazy.
actually like torrential rain. There's a storm watch. They're saying it might snow in LA. People are posting hail. And a lot of, like, I was actually supposed to have a different guest. Not that Daniel is scraping the bottom of the bottom of the barrel or anything. I'm actually delighted to catch up with Daniel because it's been a few weeks since I've had him on because I've been having a lot of a lot of guests I'm not married to it's just been a veritable revolving door. That was thunder. Oh my God.
No, it's wind.
That was, I'm just seeing trees sway back and forth. It's like, it's a real Wizard of Ozzy. That was, got distracted by thinking, like, is there an Ozzy Osbourne joke to be made in there? I don't think so. It's been a revolving door of guests that I'm not married to. So I'm happy to have you here. But anyway, my guest for today, whom I'm very excited about, my other guest, the original guest for today, asked if we could reschedule because she doesn't want to be on the road.
Smart.
And like a lot of people are changing their schedules because of this weather.
Yeah, it's crazy weather. Drivers in LA, I mean, it's almost cliche to point this out, but drivers in LA just freak out when it rains.
But by freak out, do you mean freak out and cancel all their plans?
No.
Or do you mean freak out like on the road? Like they don't know how to drive?
They're the people that are smart that don't get on the road, and then there are the people who get on the road and they just forget how to drive.
What do they do?
They don't know how to drive in the rain. Like a lot of them, I think that there's a lot of people who don't change the way they drive at all.
Wait, do they do this? They slow down and they put their chest on the steering wheel and they squint and they like get really close to the windshield and then they drive really, really slow?
No.
Okay, because that's what I do. That's what I was doing last night because I couldn't see.
Well, I guess there's two kinds, right? There's the kinds of people that get overly cautious, and then there's the people that act like nothing has changed.
Yeah.
I was at a stoplight. Was I turning left this morning? Yeah. And a guy came barreling the other direction through the intersection at, 50 miles an hour. And the intersection was full of water, and it was one of those things where you could just see him coming. You're like, dude.
Yeah.
And there's low visibility. Like, you should not be driving that fast when there's such low visibility. And
you're risking hydroplaning if you hit a puddle that fast.
There's so many risks. There's the risk of hydroplaning, losing control of your car. That the fact that
being talked about on my podcast.
You can't brake as quickly. You can't see enough to all these things. And he comes through the fucking intersection, and of course it's that giant wave of water that just now. There weren't any pedestrians, so good. But still, every car in the intersection,
and it's not clean water.
No, and it's just asshole.
What kind of car was he in?
I don't know. It was like a black sedan, so it could have been anything. BMW,
could have been like an Uber driver or something.
Coulda.
Anyway,
so lots of hazards. Stay inside. Stay dry. That's
I need to blow my nose. So I have a proposal.
Yeah.
An indecent proposal, but different than the movie, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to do what I do, which is I am going to lean to my left till I'm out of frame.
How exciting.
Give it a good honk. Mm-hmm. You host the show while I do that.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready? Want to do a sound check?
Well, sure.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Could I hear you talk a little bit?
Yes, testing. This is yes.
Sounds
How
good.
do
Okay.
I sound? Do I sound
great?
good?
Okay, listen. So I'm going to count you in.
Okay.
In 5, 4.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Daniel Quantz is your new best friend. I'm your host, Daniel Quantz, and I'm very excited to be sitting here with my wife, who's honking her honker. And her name is Alison Rosen.
Hi, everyone. Oh, it's so good to be back. It's been a long time since I've been here.
Yeah. It's anyway, that was our first episode. Please subscribe to my Patreon.
Oh, what's your Patreon?
My Patreon is Daniel Quantz is your new best friend. Your new best friend.
New best. Okay, listen. We have calls to get to, and we actually have some. They don't want to hear what? The show?
They don't want to hear me. They want to hear you.
So listen, we have some calls to get to. We have a couple stories to get to because on the Thursday show, I told you there were a couple stories of yours that I wanted you to tell on the show.
Oh boy.
And we didn't get to them because we were so busy.
You can't set them up like that. They're not great stories.
I know. I was thinking as I said it that I really have to make it sound more organic.
Jesus Christ.
And then also,
you really hit the L now.
I do. I know. Is it too much? It's because
I just know you do.
Fucknuts out there were like, there's an L in also. You say also, which I did always say also. Like
everyone is entitled to have an accent. Can I just say?
But also or also is not an accent. It's just a mispronunciation. But yes, you can just say.
Well, but mispronunciation, it can be a regional mispronunciation, in which case I would call that an accent.
I think it's micro-regional. Like, I think that's how everyone in my house says it.
Everyone's fucking entitled to have weird ways of pronouncing. Everyone get off each other's fucking case about this shit.
Thank you. Yeah, it was always like, Adam says almond, and you say also. It's like, are you the fucking L police? So anyway.
Was it Miriam or Webster who was writing in?
Yeah. It was Oxford. Listen. There's 3 words that I really am deliberate about saying. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That actually goes right into the impasse that you and I have found ourselves at regarding yawns. So we'll get to that in a second.
You want to bring that up?
I do because so there's 3 words that I'm hyper conscious of. Mm-hmm. Like when I say them, they're so loud and practiced in my mind.
Yeah.
Poem, ruin, and also, because the way I naturally would say them is also, poem, rune. One syllable.
But when you say it, do people know what you're saying? Like, are people confused?
Yes, but this is what it sounds like. The old Alison, did you need to check your phone? What's happening?
Just go on.
You're on camera, though.
I know the camera's on you, though.
No, it's not.
Being edited.
No, we do split screen on this one.
Oh, shit. I've been picking my nose the whole time. All right, I was just seeing if I had written anything down for the show.
Oh.
So maybe instead of everything, there is no behind the scenes at this show.
Well, not when you're on camera and we're doing split screen.
Hi.
Did you?
All right, go on.
This is how it used to be. I would say like there's a store in LA in Orange County called Rack and Ruin. And so I'd say it, and then I remember my friend going, Rack and Ruin?
What was it, Rack and Ruin? Is that a record store?
It was a cool clothing store.
I was going to say it's either one or the other.
Yeah. It was like you could buy creepers. And also, the other thing, you know how I've been complaining about my ear at the beginning of every episode?
Nope.
Oh, yeah, because you haven't been on the show. It's happening again. I don't know I should just go to an ear, nose, and throat doctor. Okay, so something that came up on the recent Thursday show. Turns out I drink coffee too loudly for you. I had no idea. I like that you saved it up for the show for a go fuck yourself.
It was funny to say. I'm not really bothered by it.
But is it loud?
I had noticed it was loud. It doesn't bother me though. But I was amused by how loudly you were gulping your coffee.
Is it a new thing that I'm gulping it loudly? Or have I been...
certain circumstances... There is it can be loud.
Like when we're at the opera? Like what are the circumstances?
Yeah, every time we go to the opera, which by the way, I've tried to like the opera.
Same.
I have tried. And the LA Opera has really cool productions where you're like, oh man.
That's so cool.
They are doing something really, really neat.
What? But
I need to go see it. I can't remember the one that I saw, whether it was La Boheme or the
Madame
the
Butterfly?
Ring cycle. No, but oh my God, what was it? They had I've gone to a few of them, and they'll do really cool interpretations with huge production value and everything like that. And you're like, yes, I love art. I love performing arts. I'm going to enjoy the opera. And then, you go to downtown and it's a whole night, and then I can't get into this.
I've only tried once, and by that I mean I've been to one opera and I couldn't get into that.
I feel like the only way to really appreciate opera is to like go to a class for a week.
Yes.
To study that opera and study the whole history of it, really get into the story, get familiar with everything that's going on, because they do that like subtitle thing, although it's not, they call it something else because it's not subtitles. It's like over the thing. That's not enough.
Supra titles.
It's not enough. I need more context.
Yes. You know what? Okay. You know what I'm never going to do? Take that class. You know what? Another way to get into it, though, have a friend. And I don't think we're going to do this either. But if your friend was in the opera, like Bobby Moynihan's wife, Bryn, who we became friends with, who I haven't talked to her in a while. Because now she's in LA. I know. Now she's in LA, though. She would be like a perfect Thursday show guest. I know.
She's
had
great.
Mentioned it to her like soon after she moved here. And she
oh my God, she'd be a great guest.
I know.
Why don't I never think of her? Probably because I always think of her as a New York person.
Yeah. Because you just picture Grace Farrell from Annie. But anyway, we saw her in a few shows.
We play her singing. Part of Elliot's every night playlist is her singing from Annie.
Yes. She's also in an irritable bowel commercial. Irritable bowel syndrome commercial for a drug. Have you not? Remember we were like, hey, is that Bryn? Or was that an internal discussion I
think
had?
It rings a bell.
Anyway, I don't know whether, I don't think she actually, whatever. She's in the commercial. She's great. Like if she were in an opera, I think we'd be interested in going to see it. Because there's no entry point for us in opera. We don't speak Italian. I don't enjoy that kind of singing because it just sounds like someone going like,
Well, yes, but you can gain an appreciation for it because so much of it is just a language we don't speak anymore.
Okay, can we talk about yawning?
Can I finish my thought?
Fine.
Sorry, I'm drinking
Topo Chico.
Topo Chico. All carbonated waters make me burp.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Do you want to like get a big one out?
No, but if anyone's noticing any kind of like gross facial boobs over here, that's what's happening. I was listening to I was watching a YouTube thing with somebody, a musician who was talking about opera, and when you start to hear someone who really understands it is interesting. And I was thinking, like, how they have those like audio tours or whatever,
yes.
Like you can go to a gallery and you can put on the headphones. Hold on a second. Getting over a little bit of something. By the way, I slept like all day today. I think I've been sick.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do that for opera. So have someone like, you don't want to overcome the music, but someone whispering in your ear, like, okay, right now, this is when Peonic is...
Peonic?
Yeah.
Is that a real name?
He's the hero's best friend who betrayed him. Peonic is jealous that Violetta is drinking too much, and this is the point where, that kind of shit.
Right. And now he's jealous that she's drinking too much because he also wants to drink too much.
He loves to. Isn't that what La Boheme is about? Is a bunch of people who are jealous of each other drinking too much?
I think so.
And then
Something
one of them
like
gets
that.
syphilis?
Yeah, and then they can't pay rent.
Oh my God.
So anyway, on the
Pete,
Thursday
cut all this
show,
out.
it came out that, Tony has to cut it out too.
What if only Pete cut it out? And then it's just awkward. Go ahead.
So it came out that I drank coffee too loudly. Yeah. And that I warranted hey, go fuck yourself.
Sorry, everyone.
Oh my fucking God.
You listen to me. You're not paying me shit to be on this show. So this is what you get. This is what you get. If you want better.
Pay you?
See this?
Yeah, you're clapping.
That's where the money goes. That's the money hand. All right. If you want a professional performance,
Let's see that hand.
matches.
It's all I had. Okay.
God damn it. All right, go ahead.
All right. Anyway, Tony, please insert the "Hey, go fuck yourself" drop.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
To me?
No, to me.
Oh.
That's what I received for my loud coffee drinking.
That's right.
Now,
But see, I was kidding around, and then you came with the real shit, and then it gets awkward.
okay, so Daniel yawns. Do a pretend yawn. I just want to see where we're at. I need to get a yawn baseline.
Like that. That's a yawn. That's a pretend. Yeah.
Ah, that's you.
It's not. It's not.
No, but you
My exhale is dramatic.
loud. It's dramatically loud.
But I get it's like a it's part of the yawn.
Well, that's what you now claim, because I have said to you,
I'm not
because
just
it's like
claiming
it's
it.
eardrum bursting, and I only started taking notice of it like a year ago, so I feel like it's new.
Maybe you should wear earplugs all the time.
You know what it is?
All the time.
You know what it is? You know how there's an age where men grunt when they stand up or sit down? You've aged into this yawn. So now you
I think it's
forcefully.
it's a yawn that happens when I don't get enough sleep. It's more of a. It's not a normal yawn.
Oh.
It's a yawn of like I am so like that tired, like deep in your
It's
soul
making me yawn.
tired. That it's when I'm that tired, then my yawns are like, ugh, like that.
Okay, I actually just went in my yawn. So it turns out that I vocalize my yawns a little bit too.
It feels good. That's why I do it.
Okay, but it doesn't feel good to me. It hurts my
I know,
ears.
but I don't have. It's not like I'm doing it on purpose. It's not like
But
I'm.
could you stop doing it on purpose?
I mean, I've tried, but I don't know. It's like It's like blinking. Can you blink quieter, please?
Yes, I probably could.
No, because your blink is a reflex.
But
I'm not like trying to yawn. I'm not like, okay, I'm going to yawn. It's like I'm usually yawning without realizing. I'm
okay,
yawning.
listen though. If you were in a room, please give me your fucking phone.
No. Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
You're not
with
even
your
on.
bullshit.
You're not on mic, honey. If you
Go ahead with your bullshit. You gave this to me. This is my payment. Continue to talk. This is my ASMR video. All right. Go ahead.
If you were in a room and there was a baby sleeping and you had to throw up, a similar reflex where it's involuntary, but there's like a beginning, middle, and end. Oh, fuck. I'm the most suggestible person, so because we're talking about it, it's going to make me yawn. If you were in a room with a baby sleeping and you had to throw up, you would try to do it quietly. Like there's no way you could actually prevent
But throwing up is an event that you're very conscious is about to happen. Yawning, it happens. I'm not even realizing I'm yawning.
But a yawn is multiple seconds. At a certain point in the yawn,
Yes, but
couldn't
I'm
you think
not
to yourself,
thinking about yawning.
my lovely wife, whose ears I don't want to harm, is in the room, so I'm going
you
to
take it so
harness.
personally. Like you
Because
take it
I
like
asked you so many times.
I know, and I'm
it's
trying to
painful.
explain to you that it's not a thing that I'm conscious of. I'm not
Could you become conscious of it?
I've tried. There are times when I've been aware of it, and there are times, and I do when I can.
Okay,
That's what I'm saying.
listen to
That's
this.
all I'm saying.
Listen to this. Our son is not sleeping well right now. Hence, we are not sleeping well right now. Hence, these monstrous yawns. If you were in Owen's room and he had just fallen asleep, would you do one of these yawns?
I don't know.
I don't think so. But it gives you something to think about.
I love it when you want me to change something that I can't change.
What else have I wanted you?
Feeling.
What else have I wanted you to change?
There's all sorts of stuff when you're like, can you, when you're, having this reaction, can you not do this thing? And it's like, well, if I was conscious of the reaction, then yes, of course I would. But that would require being self-aware enough before I am aware of the thing that I'm doing.
But can't you work toward that?
Oh my God.
What?
I'm not a computer that you can just reprogram the thing to, it's like I'm a human being, honey.
I know. I'm not asking for you to change overnight. I'm saying.
Well, but I've said I would work on it. You just don't believe me.
But I don't see any working on it.
I'm explaining why that. Oh, for God's sake.
Okay, listen. But you mentioned this is fucking the realest we've ever been, probably. Well, we've been very real before, but this is extremely real because this is like one of our prominent recurring issues that I feel we are tackling well. But when you say, like, when I ask you to not have a reaction you're having, I'm talking about when we are having some kind of conflict and you begin to, or something happened earlier in the day, and then you act differently toward me. And I'm left to be like, are you mad at me? What's going on? I wish you could just verbalize it. Because what I do, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm saying I've been in therapy for 1,000 years. But what I do is I will say to you, I'm fighting against the urge to shut down right now. I'm feeling and I'll just say how I feel as a way to try to still be communicating even in the midst of this reaction that I can feel myself having. So I am saying to you, could you try to do that? And you're saying that would require me to be aware. And I'm saying,
You're taking my reaction as being a refusal, and it isn't a refusal. What I'm saying is, of course, I'll try.
Oh, okay, good.
But when I am thinking about the thing that you're asking, I'm not sure I can do it.
Okay, well, that's a different message.
So when I say, like, the yawn, you point out the yawn, I'm not even, you'll go, hey, you just did it. And it's like, I wasn't even aware that I just did it.
Okay.
So I don't know how it is that I'm supposed to stop doing something that I'm not even aware that I did.
Do you
understand what the frustration is?
I do.
Okay, so therefore, I don't know how to put anything in my brain to make me start being aware of something that I wasn't aware of in the first place. Of course I'm going to try, but I don't know that I can accomplish that. Does that make sense? I'm not doing it on purpose.
Well, for example, we have started a thing years ago where anytime either of us farts, we go, what? Wait, how do we do it?
Never happens.
I never can remember how we do it. Is it what?
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
I mean, no, because I don't fart.
Nor do I. But if we did, is that what it is? What? No, I don't think it's like that. It's some way of saying what. The suggestion being, what the hell was that? It didn't come from me.
Yes.
And I cannot I cannot stop doing that.
Right.
Now, you would say, well, if you're in public, you wouldn't do that, but I don't fart in public.
But you do understand that a fart is different than a yawn. Do you not?
Let's listen to a message. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm trying to find common ground.
Are you?
Alison, Danielle, this is Carolyn in Wisconsin. I was calling because you guys were talking about getting a letter from Elliot's school about absences. My child is in the first grade, and this year we got a letter similar to that, and I, flipped out. As a parent, I was I felt judged. Oh my gosh, you're keeping your child home. The letter even said things like, only keep your child home if they're seriously ill. And I'm not still in COVID times. He attended kindergarten, K-5, at the same school and was out shit ton, and we never got a letter. So it must have been the change from COVID policies to non-COVID policies. So there was no meeting about Santa's or attendance or coffee with the principal option for us. So I ended up sending a very long email to the principal, being very defensive. He responded back basically that the policy in my state is that if a child is missing for any part of the school day, they count it as a full day absence, which was news to me. So anyway, just about growth and having kids and learning the attendance policies and feeling judged by them. I related to that, but very entertained by the Santa conversation. Carolyn in Wisconsin. See you later. Bye.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I get the reasoning behind it, from the school district's point of view. It's just that I don't know. Like here, the whole idea that they have to be throwing up and have this high temperature just feels like, I don't know.
And that's not like a policy, but what the principal said to you is like basically unless he's throwing up.
Anything short of that, like bring them in. And I just feel like, well, if that's the case, everyone's getting sick all the time.
Which is what's happening.
We're constantly sick around here. But on the other hand, I guess if you loosen it too much, then no one would come to school. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, this is one of those things that's like the intersection of government and I don't know what this hand is, but it's like it's because there's a legality around it. Like kids are required to be provided, right? Kids are required to be provided an education. Schools receive money based on attendance. I don't know. It feels like a constellation of things.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know if it's that cynical. I think that they're just trying to make sure that kids are getting
an education.
An education.
Yeah, that too.
I don't know.
Thank you for your call, Caroline. But it sounds like her principal kind of did what our teacher did, as if we're all attending kindergarten together, which is to distance themselves from it. Like this is just a policy. It's not my policy.
Right.
But,
and I think that the way they navigate it is to say, look, we send the letters and yes, we try to like scare you, but at the end of the day, there's not any consequences.
No, at the end of the day, nothing happens. Like I think I mentioned that I had contacted a classmate's parents who I know, a classmate of Elliot's and yours and my parents that I know, because I saw that they had taken a vacation in October. Yeah. And I was like, how did that go? And they had a meeting when they got back, they had to have a meeting with a district representative. But if this happens, then this happens, then this happens. But ultimately, nothing happens. And this is actually something that's sort of on my mind right now. We want to take a vacation this year.
Yeah.
And it is much more expensive. It's like twice as expensive to go during the peak, which would be the summer, than to go in an off time.
Which is usually when we would go.
Yeah. So didn't it sound like someone was at our door?
It sounded like something fell over.
Oh, cool. So of course, because of, all the stuff we've been talking about, I'm like, I guess we'll just go in August probably, or no, July or August. But if we could save so much money by just going in, not the peak.
Right.
Is that an option for us? Like, could we, do the school while I don't know. Again, we're talking about him missing a little bit at the beginning of first grade. And I feel like that's not a good idea. But at the same time, we're taking a lot of money. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that's the thing with public school, maybe, which is, with public school, no. I mean, sure, you could, if it really was important, of course we could. We could go. We could
right,
talk
if
to
it was
the
like a
teacher.
bereavement trip, or if it was something where we didn't have a choice as opposed to
the teacher would give us some stuff to do, and, we could make it work. I feel like maybe if it was private school, they're probably more accommodating because you're spending so much money.
The private school that I went to did not love how much I missed.
I think a couple weeks is probably not a problem.
To miss a couple weeks?
Like a week in one semester, a week in the next. Or maybe even just 1 week. I don't...
So wait, are you saying maybe we should try to go at a different time?
Oh, I'm not suggesting that. I'm saying it would be easier if we were spending $30,000 a year to send them to school. And by the way, if we were and they weren't, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The irony, of course, is it's the people who go to public school who would benefit more from the discounted rates on a vacation. Than someone who can afford private school. But
right. If you can afford private school, you can also afford to go during the peak. Let's listen to another one.
Hi, Alison and Daniel. This is Tuesday like the day. I'm calling from Minneapolis. Anyway, I'm calling because...
Just got to cut in and say, I like the name Tuesday. I also like the name Wednesday.
You can't do Wednesday anymore.
Because of Wednesday Addams?
Yep. But Tuesday is a nice, we're just going to shift it a day.
Are there... Okay, so there's Tuesday Weld. My sister's kid has a friend named Wednesday. There's no Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday names, though, are there?
I feel like I've heard Sunday, maybe.
Oh, maybe. Do you ever think about month names? Like March.
June.
So
May.
June, August, May. Is March a name?
But weren't they all names? Like, aren't they all the names of Caesars? Like Julius, Augustus, Octavius.
Is Octavius October?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Janus.
Phoebus.
Probably.
Is March Marcus?
March is Mars, I believe.
Yeah. April is the next one. April is a name. Okay, here we go.
Because you asked about people whose school colors were blue and gold or blue and yellow. And mine was. I went to college at the University of Wisconsin, Eau Claire. And our colors were blue and gold, but also our mascot name was the Blue Gold. Just put the two words together, the two colors together. It wasn't an actual mascot. We didn't have anyone actually dressed up as anything officially. We were just the Blue Gold. That's what we were called.
Blue Gold. Blue Gold.
But while I was there, some students petitioned to officially decide on a mascot. So all the students, we voted on what we thought it should be, and we landed on a bird. So now the Blue Golds in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, the mascot is a bird, and his name is Blue, just BLU, no E at the end for some reason. Anyway, fun little story for you. Love the pod. This is Tuesday. Bye. Thanks.
Wait, is it a blue like a bluebird?
It's
or
a
is
blue
it just
like a vape.
Blue bird.
Right. That's a good question.
That's a pretty...
Because it sounds like they just decided on the mascot is a bird.
Yeah.
Well,
I love... Generally, though, when you hear about student bodies choosing a mascot, it's always something great. It's always like the artichokes or the banana slugs.
Is there an artichoke somewhere?
Yeah.
Where's that?
There's a school in there. There's a college in Arizona, and they call them the chokes.
I do love a non-aggressive mascot. Like at Pomona, it's the sage hens.
My roommate in college went to high school at Laguna Beach, and he played football, and their mascot was the Artists.
Laguna is an arty town.
And he was like, yeah, we didn't win a single game. Doesn't really strike fear into the hearts.
No.
Fighting Artists.
No. I must confess, my face is really, like right here, it is really itching. And I think that it could be because I mentioned, I guess I haven't mentioned on the show.
Well, not because you mentioned it.
Yes, it's itching because it knows I'm talking about it. I don't think, hang on, I'm trying to see what's going on with my face. Okay, there we go.
I would like to, wait, talking about Tuesday's call though.
Okay, good. I'll just tap my face.
Why don't you put some cooling gel or something on it?
Because I don't have cooling gel in here and I don't want to swim into the house.
I don't love it when schools land on a color as their mascot. Or forget it, even like the Browns. Like, I don't like colors as mascots.
No, I don't really either.
Like Stanford.
What are they, the Crimson?
The Cardinal.
Oh. Who's the Crimson?
The Crimson Tide is Alabama.
Is that where they yell Roll Tide?
They do. They
so cool.
That.
What is happening? You keep going. Don't let this distract you.
And then it's usually like, I feel there's more, but it's just like, what am I supposed to do with that? You're a color.
What do you do with the other ones?
Who am I battling in this football match? Am I an
eraser?
With existential, some sort of idea? The idea of the color brown?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah.
That, then Stanford, they go, well, we're the Cardinal, but our mascot is a tree. It's like, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Okay, so as I was saying, I have not mentioned on the show, but my whole body is itching now. This is not good.
In Alabama, the Crimson Tide, their mascot's an elephant. Stupid.
What?
Yeah.
So anyway, Daniel, I'm a different woman than I was last time we sat in front of each other.
Yeah.
Because I did, I talked on the show about my concerns about my teeth not being white enough because my sister, who really holds a mirror up to me, I said to her, what color are my teeth? And she said, off-white. And then I said, what does that, or did she say cream? I don't forget the order, but I said cream. I said, what color are my teeth? And she said, cream.
Cream.
Cream. And I said, what? And she said, off-white.
She should have started with Off-White because really like Off-White.
It might have been Off-White into
you could say that
cream.
about anyone's teeth, right? Even the brightest teeth, you could get away with Off-White.
I can't remember the order. It was, but then I said, I looked like this is not what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And she said, do you know what color teeth are? And it's like,
She's being too literal.
oh, yes.
She's not like.
So anyway, I have gotten in my head about my pearly creams. So anyway, I got in-office whitening.
Yeah, you went in and had the procedure.
In an office. Yes.
Well, yeah.
And so
Not
now,
in the dentist's RV.
not a back alley whitening procedure.
No.
So now my teeth are a little whiter. And then the next day I went and I got a laser thing on my face,
Yeah.
which I have been thinking about doing for probably, I remember going to a dermatologist and hearing about it before I was pregnant with Elliot. So that's like, we're talking like 7-8 years ago. And I got that done. So do you even recognize me?
Mm-mm. Yeah, who are you? Who's this person?
I'm Alison.
Can you bring my wife back, please?
No, Ken. Apparently, if I spend enough time in the sun and also drink enough coffee.
So what's next?
Next, so it's 3 sessions of the IPL thing. I don't know. You know, I'm just going to be fully transparent.
Oh yeah. Oh, they can do that now?
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
Oh my God. Is that like lasers?
No, you know those. Do you know those clear backpacks?
Yeah.
You see them often at Disneyland. Like, oh, the person in front of me has a full tube of toothpaste,
Sure.
a toothbrush, keys, Vaseline. Look at and you know, that's all they have in their bag. Whenever I see that, I always think, how on the road are you? Like, are you staying in a hostel? You have all your toiletries.
Because they have all the supplies?
Yeah, in your clear bag that I'm
Right.
staring at in line for Thunder Mountain. This is a very specific thing.
Maybe they're planning on getting stranded on Thunder Mountain and they might have to spend the night.
So I'm glad they're taking their hygiene seriously. I'm going to be the human version of a clear backpack.
Yeah. We'll get to see. You'll be one of those like clear swatches.
Yes. Did you
We'll
have
see
one
all
of
the
those?
Shit, did I have one of those? Hell yeah, I did. I may have had 2. There was one that was like sort of a just clear, and then there was one that was like a greenish clear.
Oh, maybe I'll be
I
that.
had both of those.
Yeah.
I had so many swatches.
How many did you have?
I probably had all told like 4 or 5 swatches. I had the Keith Haring swatch.
That is so many.
Are you saying that's not many?
I thought
Honey,
we're
I
talking
was
like
poor. That was a
Okay.
lot. Gee, look at this. Oh, Miss Orange County over here. Did you get a Mercedes on your 16th birthday?
Okay,
honey?
I didn't though. My parents did not get me a
Okay,
car.
well,
I
some
didn't
of
have
us
a car.
didn't have much. One of them I found in a locker room.
You found?
So that's why I had. Ain't no one buying me a bunch of swatches.
I know. And let's tell them what your what your stepdad said about your what happened. What's the stepdad?
I would wear, because this was 86. And the fashion was to wear multiple swatches. And so I would wear 2 at a time. I don't think I ever went 3. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't that crazy. But I would and he goes, maybe I did wear 3. I don't know. And he was like, that's so decadent. He kept saying that it was decadent. And even at that age, I was like, I'm not sure that's the exact right use of decadent. And so now we joke because we're going to say how decadent is something. Is it 3 watch?
Is it 2 swatch
Is it
decadent?
2 swatch decadent or 3 swatch decadent?
Yeah. Remember in an airport we passed a Swatch store. It was very decadent. What did he mean though?
I think it's like
Flamboyant?
you're displaying wealth
Flashy?
needlessly.
You're flashy.
You're just flashy,
Ostentatious.
ostentatious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just 5 swatches, that's a real gold mine. But what I mean to say is when you said you had so many swatches, I was picturing like 60 or something.
I know what you were picturing because you are just a pampered, spoiled little child.
This is not
And
true.
some of us
Want to know how many swatches I had? Do
we were basically street urchins.
you want to know how many swatches I had?
Well, this doesn't matter. You were of a different era. You were past the Swatch era. You were on the the G-Force era? What was the
I had swatches.
the Casio?
I didn't have a Casio. I had swatches.
All right, I'm listening.
Guess.
3.
2.
All right. Great. Glad I know.
I had one.
Which ones?
I had a black man's one, the larger one.
Oh, see, that was even after me. Like, I think maybe they had girl sizes. I guess they did.
And then I had a girl, like, I don't know what it was, but I wore a Swatch guard sometimes.
Oh, yeah, the Swatch guards. Of course, you had the Swatch guards. Someone tweeted, it was probably like Rex Chapman. I think I retweeted it. And it was a video of stuff from the 80s.
Oh, I love those.
And like, that kind of stuff I generally am like, okay. There was like an audio version of this recently that you showed me where
oh yes, the
sounds
ASMR, yeah.
Sounds you hear
80s, 80s ASMR.
And,
no, Gen X ASMR.
Yes, and it's all always presented as Gen X, whatever. But it was all this stuff that was so fucking familiar, like, and doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that was wild because you're thinking about stuff that was such a part of the fabric of life at one point, at literally everywhere, like tape decks and cassette tapes and just stuff like that. Like, I don't know, different kinds of just gadgets and toys and Walkman and stuff. And nowhere.
Yeah.
Just fucking nowhere. And to think like there are textures of life that are just gone. And that it's the passing of time. I don't know. It's what makes you sad sometimes because you want to go back, but you don't really want to go back.
Right.
You know what they should do is they should have like a resort.
Ooh, an 80s resort
where it's like a time travel. And it's just 80s, and you have to leave all of your modern contraptions, and everything is just like, and you stay in, you like your hotel room is like a someone's living room with like a orange shag carpet and a brown couch. And
it sounds depressing.
Paneling.
Actually, it sounds depressing as hell. I would rather have it be like you stay in
and
a strawberry
VCR and an old RCA.
Or you stay in like the Barbie dream house, or you stay in like a strawberry shortcake strawberry.
That's a horrible idea. No one's ever lived in that. There's
but you know
no
what
nostalgia.
You know what it should be called?
What?
The Trapper Keeper.
That's awesome. Anyway, my idea is a good idea.
Would you like to hear another call?
If there are any hoteliers.
Hi, Alison and Daniel. This is Karen calling.
Then you can cut me in. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I must set the stage for something that Karen answered. Okay. On the Thursday show, the yes please or oh please was cottage cheese, which led into a discussion of ricotta cheese.
Right.
And we were trying to think what would be the grossest thing to be paired with ricotta. And we couldn't. We were having so much trouble thinking of it. I've still been thinking about it.
Tuna.
I think that'd be pretty gross.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that'd be gross, actually. Like, here's the thing. You imagine a bite of tuna salad or like a tuna steak.
Tuna salad.
So take tuna salad, put a little pat of ricotta on it. I don't think it'd be that gross.
Okay.
My latest is peanut butter.
No.
Well, you think that'd be fine?
Maybe. I don't know.
Or oysters.
Wow.
But then my sister's part of it now.
Yeah.
Coke Zero.
No. Why would you say that?
I think Coke Zero with ricotta might be gross. Okay, anyway.
From Scotland. The worst thing to eat with ricotta? Liver, perhaps? I don't know. Not a big fan of ricotta, but I do know that once I wanted to make pasta bake, and I ran out of rotini, and I thought, well, I'll just throw some spaghetti in there. And even though they're both pastas, that shit was horrible. I mean, the texture issues were just, horrific.
Interesting.
Anyway, this is Karen calling from Scotland. I hope you guys have a great day. Later.
Why is Karen in Scotland?
And why does she have such a light accent?
She's clearly not Scottish with an accent.
I don't know. I hear a slight accent.
It sounds like an American who's been there a while.
Karen, we're going to need to know your backstory. Okay, so like my friend Johanna in college grew up in Manhattan, had lived there her whole life. Real New Yorker. Zero accent. Like there are some people who are so urban or steeped in the culture. Urban is not the right usage of the word here. That they actually like don't have an accent. Karen, we're going to need to know.
I'm like 1/16 Scottish.
Oh, so then you can understand Karen.
So we're basically siblings. Yeah, that's interesting about the pasta. I can see that though.
What is pasta bake? Like a pasta casserole?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Interesting. Anyway, yeah, I'm thoroughly bored by the ricotta conversation.
I know, and we're just at the beginning of it.
When you tweeted that out, I was like, oh, for God's sake.
I know. No, this is what you said literally because I tweeted it. You went, oh no, we're talking about ricotta? You went, oh no. Like it was very...
My only ricotta take is get ricotta on pizza. It's amazing. That's it. That's all I have to say about ricotta.
All right,
but here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Hey, Alison and Daniel. Lee Bruns out here in South Dakota. How's it going? Well, it got up to 1 today. It was minus 20 overnight. I have no idea what the wind chill is. Don't want to know. But it got up to 1 today. So we got that going for us. The snow plows are out. We're digging out. We're surviving. Ricotta cheese, we put on lasagna. That's about it. Just lasagna. Maybe a little pizza. I suppose it'd go good on a lasagna. Real good on lasagna. All right. Take care, guys. Enjoy your snow. Here, LA County's got some snow too. All right. Lee Bruns out here in South Dakota. See you guys.
What's up, Lee?
I fucking love how frequently they're using the name sandwich.
Great.
Thank you, Lee. It sounds real cold.
I mean, I've traveled through that region in this time of year, and it's fucking cold as shit. It's crazy. Like, you get used to, you just end up like every day. It's like, oh yeah, it's like 5 below, 8 below, like 20 below. Yeah, nuts. Although I would trade it any fucking day for this bullshit down here.
But you're so loyal to LA.
I do like LA a lot. I just wish that it was colder more.
Yeah,
that's all.
but
I guess I don't want like a Minnesota winter or a South Dakota winter, but I don't love the summers here.
And yet it's quite cold right now, and I'm not loving that either. We're just malcontents.
I'm fine with it. Yesterday it was so overcast, and I was just and it was that brilliant kind of overcast where it's like the clouds are really dark, so the sky above you is dark, but the sky on the horizon is bright.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like it has that glow, but the sun is above you, so it's not bright, and it just creates this incredible light. I'm just like, this is all I want. I want this kind of light all the time.
How did you feel?
My eyes were happy.
You have finicky eyes.
I've got delicate eyes.
It's like I'm drinking your Topo Chico.
Topo Chico.
What does that even mean?
It's the flavor of Old Mexico.
It's the flavor of carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
When it was raining and we had to stay in during recess and play educational games, for example, we played one called Fermi Pico Bagel, which is it's like a number sorting counting game.
Okay.
Where it's like the number version of Wordle. So someone does a 3-digit number, but it's secret. And then people start guessing.
It's like Mastermind.
Yes. But like Fermi means like right number, wrong position.
Yeah.
Pico means something, blah, blah, blah. Those were my favorite days. Like that's how much of a indoor kid who was overweight and into academics and not into running around in the fucking hot sun. That's how much I was that kid that I love. And I preferred when we did stations, which is what we would do in PE when we couldn't go outside. So in that regard, when it has that overcast light, I remember being happy about that. How did you feel?
In school?
Yeah.
When it was raining?
When you couldn't go outside for recess?
I don't know. I mean,
cool.
I don't know. I don't have.
Thank you for sharing.
I don't have vivid. I don't really have memories of
feeling one way or the other.
It being one way or the other. I don't have many. Like, it rained in Tucson. It rains in the summer. I think that's the reason. Like, we would get the torrential. I mean, it doesn't not. Yes, it rains in the winter too, but it's like not that much. Whereas my rain memories of Tucson are all summer memories. So they don't have to do with school.
Listen, sweetie.
Do I? No.
Do you what?
Listen.
Do you? I don't think you do.
Don't.
I feel this show.
A B minus.
If I'm being generous.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna just say, I don't know. I feel like we never got to anything really.
Is it over already?
I think it's over already.
Jesus Christ.
It just flew by. Did you have something you wanted to get to? Do you feel like you're just getting warmed up?
I don't know. You had all those stories that I was going to tell.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well. They were good, too.
I know.
They were so good.
One was a saga. One was a yarn. One was a spiel.
There were 3?
No, I just wanted to say more words like that.
Oh, well.
Guess we'll never hear them.
Yep. They'll never come up.
Okay, so I need to let everyone know there's a new Patreon in town. Patreon. That's where Tony plays Patreon.
Oh.
There's a new Patreon in town. Todd Perry and I, who's going to be in person on a Thursday show coming up. Yeah. Upworthy Weekly is no more.
Yeah.
They put us out to pasture.
They got my emails.
But we said the people demand Alison and Todd.
Did they?
A little bit.
Yeah.
There's a small contingent that demand. Actually, there are a lot of people who are sad because they're like, this was my Saturday listening. So anyway, we are continuing and we're on Patreon. We're taking our outfit to Patreon.
Cool.
There's one level. It's $2 a month because I said, you know what? There's few people who would be like, I can't afford $2 a month. Like, that's not that much. So $2 a month. You can't afford not to unless you don't want to. Now, where might they go for that, though? Because they know that I'm patreon.com/Alison Rosen.
Would they go to Kickstarter?
No, they would. Good guess. Patreon.com/Alison and Todd. 1 L in Allison,
Perfect.
1 D in Todd.
There you go.
And we are ramping up. We are naming our new show. He already sent me notes for the new show for the first episode. I mean, so it's going to be pretty exciting. So
That's
get
great,
in while
guys.
get in on the ground floor, people. And then also, please subscribe to me and to this. Watch this. Watch Daniel looking at his phone, thinking he's not on camera. YouTube.com/Alison Rosen.
How can you not?
With a cell like that.
How can you not watch this?
Oh, I know. I think they could find a way, but I would rather they don't.
No.
And then also, since I'm putting everything on YouTube now, I want to let everyone know how it works. The episode comes out on Mondays, and for the most part, the video comes out on Tuesday evenings, and they are premieres, which means that everyone watches at the same time. If you go to my channel, it's playing.
Yeah.
Or so I'm not describing, but then there's a chat room, and then I'm often in the chat room, and you can come.
Come chat with Alison.
Come chat with me.
It's like a
book
director's
signing.
commentary.
Exactly. My nose itchy. My nose was itchy. It's still itchy. Everything's itchy today. It's just a good time. YouTube.com/Alison Rosen. Follow me. Yes, sometimes follow me on social media at Alison Rosen. Also, sign up for my Patreon, because part of the reason we're ending this is because Daniel and I are about to record a Patreon where we answer all your questions.
We got to get done before.
Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. Daniel, do you have anything to plug?
Not really.
Okay, great. You guys, thank you so much for listening. Daniel, thank you for joining me. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen Show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Yeah, Alison Rosen is your new best friend.